So Kemi Badenock is being interviewed on LBC Radio by Ian Dale, and a caller calls in and says, what is she going to do to challenge and tackle the far-right protests and the far-right movement that is going on in Britain? What are we going to do to try and stop this? Specifically referencing the United Kingdom rally that was held by Tommy Robinson and with the guest speaker Elon Musk that I believe was inciting violence. And so she's taken to task on that. And her position immediately is that she doesn't want to label. She doesn't want to label Tommy Robinson as far-right. She doesn't want to label Elon Musk as inciting violence in terms of him saying that the people there need to push back. You need to push back or die. That you need to push back against the democratic processes or die. That violence is coming to you anyway, and either you push back or you die. That is incitement of violence. But Kemi Badenock doesn't want to label that as incitement of violence. She doesn't want to condemn Elon Musk for inciting violence. She's saying all along that she wants to de-escalate violence by not labelling people far right and not labelling, because that leads to violence. But she doesn't want to condemn the person that is escalating violence and is contradicting her position, tension that exists within Britain. It is incitement of violence. And I think she betrays herself there. I think that there is corruption there in terms of her ideological posture in not calling out Elon Musk. I don't find that to be fair. I don't find that to be accurate. What I do find persuasive is the fact that she's saying not everybody at the United Kingdom rally is a far-right racist. And I believe that. I believe that there is humanity there. I believe that there are people who are frightened about the way, the direction that Britain is going in. They feel that they're losing their identity. They feel that the country isn't working for them, and they are conflicted. I find that persuasive, and I wouldn't label everybody that went there as a far-right fascist or racist. That's persuasive. But what she needs to do is also find it persuasive that people on the left are not homogenized as villains, because she gave a speech at Oxford University to students, and she was quite eager to label people there, the woke left and the Black Lives Matter movement, as evil. We don't want that. That is not good. We want to get rid of it. She homogenized the Black Lives Matter movement. She homogenized everybody part of the Black Lives Matter movement. She's homogenizing the woke left. She's defining woke as being a victimhood and of being whine. That is hugely oppressive, because you're saying that racism is irrelevant, that there are not structures within society that are oppressive to a particular group. And there is structures within Britain that are oppressive to black males. When we look at employment statistics, when we look at the disproportionate jail sentences, when we look at stop and search, when we look at educational achievement, when we look at poverty, and when we look at the inability to get jobs due to racism in terms of surnames that affect ethnic minorities. These things are legitimate concerns, but she's dismissing them completely and homogenizing the anti-racist movement as the woke left. So you're happy to label people on the left and to vilify them, but when it comes to the far right, you're looking at the humanity and the complex heterogeneous mix of people that are part of the far right. Why can there not be that heterogeneous mix of people who have genuine concerns that maybe do not know how to voice them properly, and therefore get caught up in an insidious dimension of the Black Lives Matter movement, which I find persuasive that might exist in a particular radical way in that movement. But not everybody who's part of that movement is a negative, wants to see all white people burn. There are genuine concerns that you must embrace in order to look at things and get them equal and accurate. On both sides, what we want is accuracy so that we can have equality. And I believe that there is bias there in terms of Kemi Badenock, and I believe that bias is oppressive.